It sounded loud. Cool.
Definitely.
say 2 of the 3.
Just my opinion. hit it, we're good. There we are, live. I checked the stream previous. It says it's validating. Once it's recording, it's live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2018 Hobart Senior Basketball League, the Hobart Chargers Senior Basketball League Grand Final, Scotty. And much to the delight of everyone about, we're covering a women's game here today.
Yes, it's our first attempt at a women's game this season. Due to court configurations at Kingston, we weren't always able to offer it, but here we are, and what better game to cover than the grand final?
Well, 1 versus 2, they've been by far and away the standout teams, the best teams all year. There's no doubt about that. The Spartans finishing with a 14 and 2 record. Both of those losses coming at the hands of a fully fit Hobart Phoenix as they take the court right now. Hobart finishing at 13 and 3 with 1 loss to Clarence and 2 losses to the Spartans. Starting lineups as we have them for you here. Number 8, Reagan Davey, Kylie McCauley, Shana Thompson. Looks like we've got number 11, Molly Sinnott out there, and number 7, Dimmy James there in the black. For the Spartans, we have the big 3 of Sarah O'Neill, Cara Rolls and Kate Berry. Along with Jazine Peters, and if I can get a number on that one there, looks to be number 33, Sarah, or number 10, Tamika Flack. With the tip-off there, going to Sparks and Kate Berry. They've started quick as I predicted, and they've scored the first basket. Fast starting inside, there's no doubt about it, Scott. They ran the floor hard all year.
They are an aggressive team and a fast team.
Sinnott with the ball, drives inside, isolation dribble, goes for the kick out, but that is intercepted by O'Neill, who is fouled by McCall. He wasn't paid, she's found under the basket, and that is good. O'Neill with 482 points in the season, 30.1 a game, and as I mentioned, Scott, she's got to be an MVP favourite.
She would be the heavy favourite in all the Indian book markets.
Absolutely. Her and Shana Thompson, number 6 for the Hobart Phoenix, both dominating. Shana, more notable for her Chargers efforts, but O'Neill certainly dominating the NWB this year. Only 16 years of age, Scotty.
Yes, she's a real talent. Talent.
No doubt about it, as Sinnott has the ball on the side, crosses over to Davey, goes inside to Thompson with a fadeaway from short corner. She's good. At 63 2 weeks ago, we spoke about her, and she's on song to start the game. So we have Berry down the floor. Kicks out to Flack. Peters looking to the screen, not there. Looks to be O'Neill there, didn't quite get the ball. Kylie with the intercept to Jimmy James. Gives it to Shana on the lap. She's got 4 early points. Scotland gets 5-4 on the scoreboard, but just over a minute ticked over. And we certainly expected a pace to this game like this, Scotty.
Well, I'm not sure if my heart can take it.
It's going to be very interesting. Peters with the screen there on Berry. Goes inside, fades out. That's a short kick to number 11. Number 11 there is Rolls, who's missed, and they've called a foul there. That foul is on number 7, Jimmy James. Had a big game the other week, not last week, not Wednesday, the Wednesday before, Scott, so she's got some good form as they kick the ball in there to Rolls. Sorry, not Rolls, number 15, Berry, I should say.
Easy to get confused, they are sisters.
Easy. And that's a basket there by Flack from 15. Good start here by the Spartans, and as I mentioned, Scotty, they have to run and gun if they've got any chance of winning this game. But Kylie McCauley is certainly going to be an X factor if she starts getting her hands on the ball. As Davey gives it to that lady, McCauley gets inside easy, dump down pass to Thompson, recovers her own pass, was fouled, didn't get the call and scored in the low block, and she's almost unstoppable down there, Scotty.
She's hard to, once she's got the ball, she's hard to stop indeed.
Rolls to Berry, common combination this year. Peters rolls off the screen. Goes for O'Neill, doesn't get it. Gets it now. Guarded by James. She doesn't quite get inside. Fades away. Gives it to Flack, who takes it inside. She scored 2. Hot scoring start to this game, Scotty, and it's predicted it's the most competitive game of the season and probably the most competitive game of the day. Thompson pulls up and misses. Rebound there taken by Berry. They come down the floor. Rolls has the ball. Takes it inside to Jazine Peters. And that's a kick out there, again to Berry. He goes inside with a running, floating shot, that's a miss. Rebound there by Flack, gives it to Peters, who's uncontested in the middle of the lane. Rebound there by Kylie. She's down the floor and off she goes. As we're joined by Chargers TV, Ronald Riggs. We'll get an interview of him shortly, but Thompson on the inside has scored. That's 36 points for Thompson, and tell you what, she's in MVP form here for the Phoenix. As Rolls comes down the floor, Guarded by Thompson. Inside pass, goes back out to Peters. It's in this, rebounded by David. James with the ball coming up the floor. Pass out to Molly. Goes inside to Shana. Got the pass, but has she stepped out of bounds there? She has, and that will be a turnover to the Spartans. And as we just mentioned, Ronnie Riggs tuning in, getting some sideline footage. What have you liked so far, Ron?
Oh, I just walked in the door, Joe, and just started filming myself. Great to be here and good to see Hobart and Glenorchy going out in the women's game.
Absolutely, dominant game so far. Kate Berry with the ball inside to 15. She's a danger from there, and she's missed. Rebound by Thompson. Comes back down the floor. You've got Reagan on one side, McCauley down the middle of the lane. Shaquille O'Neal less, but it doesn't matter. Thompson inside block. No foul called, that was clean. And McCauley's just going to have to keep asserting her presence down low there. Get down the floor, take up the space, get the ball and score. McCauley on the inbound. Who's she looking to give it to? Gives it to Davey. She goes back inside, too easy, too good.
That's where she's at her most deadly.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. That'll be 2 to come. From a distance, looked like a good basket as Tegan Walkley checks in for Jazine Peters. And I think it's going to be a real battle here for Glenorchy to combat the powerhouse of McCauley down low as she knocks in her first. If we're going for a prediction here, Scotty, who have you got? And then who have you got as an MVP?
Too good. Look, it's too tight to predict this early on. This was always going to be the best game of the season, I think.
Absolutely, and that includes the men's. I think we'll find this will be game of the night, there's no doubt about it. As Flack gets inside, kicks it out to Berry, who's missed a second chance. It's all cold in the last 90 seconds. Started red hot, and James is in there with a hard rebound against Walkley. Jump ball, and she's earned that. Well done. Tegan, having played previously in Queenstown when I was down there, was a perennial A-grade player, and she's currently playing SBL off the bench and starting, so she's well experienced. She's played in all types of leagues, so physicality won't be a problem for her. As Sinnott has the ball on the wing, dumps inside to Davey, dumps inside to McCauley again. Too big, too strong, too good, that's how you do it. And she's fully fit, they're in some serious trouble. O'Neal down the floor, but you've got to close up. You know, is that a block or a charge? They've called her on the floor as a block. She did look parked there reasonably well, but the arms leaned over.
She did come a bit late there, JB, so it was a good call by the official.
Did cut Ronnie, the former Seagull ref. Certainly handy to have him on standby tonight, as we've called the refs over to the bench here. Just going to get a clarification on that.
Very quiet start for Sarah O'Neal.
Very quiet start, but I think that's the key too. Especially when you've got someone that averaged 30.1 points in an outing, you've got someone that scored 482 points in a season. You can't really allow them the freedom to move and do what they want because it just spells danger. But unfortunately, with Kylie pouring in pretty much 6 to hang on, we've got a score reset, 9 to 8. They put it on the wrong side. So it's now 9 to 12 and pretty much 6 points to Thompson, 6 points to McCauley. They are the big two. And yeah, you're going to have to stop them if they've got any chance. Ronnie, who would you back in this game just based on what you've seen and sort of following proceedings this year, Hobart or Glenorchy?
Glenorchy at the moment because they've been the improved team this year and great job by Justin Mustard and the crew there getting these girls up to the standard needs of me to take on a very strong Hobart Phoenix women's side.
No doubt about it. It was a hell of a battle. I mean, many people will know the struggles they had last year. But they've certainly improved. McCauley with steal, she's been a big player so far. James looking to get up the floor. Looking for Thompson, she's got Sinnott and Davey on the other side. Gives it to Thompson, takes that three. No good. She's going to have to hit those if they're going to win this game. Thompson just jumps into the score bench there. And it will be Glenorchy ball. 5:33 remaining in the first quarter. And if you're the Glenorchy Spartans, you're going to look to drive here. 4 fouls on the Phoenix early on. And so the good points at the line might even get Sarah O'Neal involved as Kate Berry down the floor. That's a block on Sinnott. That'll be 2. Oh no, the offensive foul, the illegal screen
12
on Tegan there. Probably a bit too physical. Would have got away with that down in Queenie, Ronnie, but
absolutely.
I don't think in the upper echelon of basketball in Tassie, it's particularly here in Hobart, you get away with that one.
Correct, they call a little bit more tighter in Hobart each other.
Yeah, fists flying, no blood, no foul down there. As Sinnott takes it 3, she misses. No rebound there, taken by Rolls. Kicks it over to O'Neal, who kicks it out to Berry on the wing. We can't see her in camera, she's missed. Nearly over the back there on Shana. Got away with a bit of a push in the back there, I think. That's all right. She's going down the far side of the floor. Bit of a carry, not called. O'Neill down the floor off the steal by Flat. That's just going to be an open layup. 2 rolls. And a very good start there. Again, the big 3 of the Spartans have been pivotal. Again, 3. In fact, the top 5 scorers of the league, Scotty, playing in this game. 3 for the Spartans and 2 for the Phoenix. Paulie at the top of the key. Looking to give and go to Thompson, who's pulled up for a 3. She's missed. She's had a couple of unlucky bounces on her shots early. Shannon, bit of work going there. Flack down the floor. Guarded by Thompson. Again, Shannon with good D. Started well early. A trip off the ball. No, not played. Coach Cooley not happy. Inside out. Walkley over to Berry. Inside again. Screen by Walkley. The Flack, who fakes up and under. Terrible shooting option there. One of the fouls, never going to get the call. Reagan Davey down the floor. Passes to Sinnott on our broadcast side. Apologies for the camera cuts, we're in a tight position here. With a crossover, Sinnott inside. Reagan gathers the loose ball. And that is 14-11 with 3:50 remaining.
Good hustle play by both teams, 2 JB, both teams going on the floor and going for those loose balls.
Very similar to that Siebel Grand Final, Ronnie. It's all or nothing, do or die. As Davey dominant on the rebounding so far. She's just got to get up the floor a little bit quicker to give her teammates and Sinnott, Thompson a chance. And Sinnott goes to the basket. She was fouled. That one there looks to be on number 11, Cara Rolls. And yes, a very fast-paced start as the substitutions. And the timeout's been called. And as we go to timeout, 3:35 at 11-14, and an absolute packed house here, Scotty and Ronnie. We certainly haven't seen these kind of numbers at any point down in Kingston, but I must point out we are on the sunny east side of Hobart. We're not in the cold southern part of the town, and it's just good to see the numbers here in the building early.
It is the spiritual home of basketball in southern Tasmania. Nice new ring since I was here last. I've been here a little while, but I haven't seen them till today.
Spiritual will be the word with the age. It's built like an old barn, Ronnie. The practice court of the Chargers, do you think this gives any sort of advantage to some of those Chargers players playing in today's game who are probably used to the rings and the depth perception here at the floor?
Yes, to a degree, because obviously some of these ladies that do play with the Chargers get to train here every week. So that's a big thing for them. But, again, nerves might be playing a little bit on them, but probably not at the moment. This is a great little chess match that's going on, 14-11. Both sides really going at each other here, JB.
It's certainly one of those games where you can't give an edge, and we've seen it there. Missed shots are turning into baskets. There's no doubt about that as we look at the teams coming back onto the floor. The starting 5 for Hobart, and we've returned to a substitution here. It looks like Flack has gone off and Peter's back on the floor. And it'd be interesting to see what sort of rotations we get in a tight game. If Hobart blow this open, we expect to see some of the young girls certainly getting a run there. As Sinnott knocks in her first, a valuable shooter, Sinnott, there's no doubt about it. Certainly overshadowed a little bit by her cousin Shana. In fact, there's a lot of people in this league overshadowed by someone like Shana, but she certainly can hold her own. There's no doubt about it.
And we've certainly seen that in the Sable season, Justin, as you and I have covered. She's come on and played some good minutes for the Chargers and proved that she can hold her own in that league.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about that. I mean, if you're playing at the top level in anywhere, you've got to be able to, play and do something to get yourself a gig. There's no doubt about it. We've got a bit of what have we got going on here?
Floor wiping, what a sense, but there, Scotty.
Yeah, a bit of a wet patch down there, I think.
That's probably coming from our reserves game in the men's, where we had a big fall. We heard it, didn't necessarily.
We had a big spill down there, yes, indeed.
Sinnott's made 2 and back up the floor. And I think the Spartans might just try and execute a bit of offense here, not run and gun, slow it down. Get out in the open floor by all means as Berry gets inside, kicks out to Peters, back to Walkley, guarded by McCauley. She goes right again, a high dribble, that's a steal threat. Tegan takes the shot, missed, rebound by, it looks like O'Neill's going to be credited with that one, and that'll be 2. That was going on Shana, that's definitely going to be her second there, and especially with the Spartans able to go to the line, you're going to suggest they're going to capitalise on Shana's foul trouble there, Ronnie.
Oh, absolutely. This is Glenorchy's time to go for it. If I'm Coach Gusti, I'd maybe call a substitution just to get shown off to play on the safe side. If you do pick up 2 in the first quarter, usually that means you should come off the bench. But Coach Gusti, with all the encouragement and You know what I mean?
Certainly full of faith and trust in
That's
his
it.
star player.
That's it.
As Rolls made 2 there. Come down the floor. Thompson there looking at the giveaway an offensive foul. 3 minutes remaining on the clock. 16-13 to Hobart. That's a long 3. That goes to Jimmy James. And that's a very valuable score. Long outlet pass and just didn't quite handle that from Peters. Sarah looking very shaky. Scott, again, arguably the MVP of the season. Certainly now is not the time to have an off game.
I think she's being tagged fairly tightly by Jimmy James at the moment, and she's doing a great job.
Long 3 ball, no good. And that is a rebound there by Sinnott. Kicks the ball over to Thompson. She's well open. Pump fakes. Gets out behind the 3-point line. Didn't quite get a friendly roll. Hustle under there by the Phoenix. And that one there is that probably going to go on Sinnott. We're going to have confirmation. Let's see what we've got here. We're both talking.
A bit of an argument with the bench.
21 on a push. That one's actually going on McCauley. And that will again send them to the line for 2. And 19-13, despite all of that, they're not doing it too bad. Again, as I mentioned, three of the best 5 scorers in the league playing for the Spartans in the big 3 of Rolls, Berry and O'Neill, as Rolls heads to the line here for 2, makes the first. McCauley and Thompson, the other 2 in the top 5, so you're bound to get a reasonable quality game here, Scott.
Oh, look, there's no doubt about it. It's going to be a shootout, isn't it?
No doubt about it. And if Rolls is going to keep hitting like that, then we're in serious trouble here. James down the floor. It's to Davey. Shana inside. Jumps back to Reagan Davey, who didn't quite get a hand on that. Hustling for the ball, jump ball, and that will be the way of Glenorchy. .2:13 remaining for those at home. 19-15 in favour of the Phoenix. Again, the top 2 squads, the only 2 squads finishing with a winning record this year as O'Neill gives out to Berry. Gives to Rolls, again, 3-man action. Pump fakes Thompson. Good drive by O'Neill, gets inside. Give it to Berry, gives it to Rolls, who goes inside. Fading, that's a 3rd foul. And Thompson is in serious trouble here.
Needs to come off, I would say.
She needs to come off.
Something's got to happen here, boys.
And I think you've got to really start looking at an option.
Can't be sitting on 4 fouls after the first quarter.
Absolutely not. She's a vital cog to this team, albeit scoring and whatnot, but you've really got to insist. She's faded away. Faded away on the foul shot, Ronnie. I don't think that's very fundamental.
No, she's done that for quite some time over her playing career, girl. But she is consistent from the line.
As we see there, she's knocked in at least 3 or 4. 75% from the line, you're not going to say no to that. Again, the big story at the moment, Thompson on 3 fouls, could prove costly. I think they need to run McCauley out the low block a bit more. Kick out to Dimmy, who's had a good game so far, and she's capitalised. I tell you what, as I mentioned, and we've talked about it before, as you mentioned, if Shana is not able to play, there's no doubt about it that Dimmy and Molly are certainly going to be able to step up in that spot. Close out there to Berry by Sinnott. Berry with a turning fadeaway shot. Rebound by Davey. Big under the glass. And they've called a jump ball there. She's going to retain possession. And she's been big on the glass early, Ronnie.
Oh, she sure has. And again, another player that's utilised Seabull experience and bring it to the SBL floor.
Absolutely. A very stacked Seabull lineup for Hobart. There's no doubt about that. That's a dump down inside. There's McCauley. You're not going to stop her unless she misses herself. She doesn't miss those ones. She's been big early, as I mentioned. She's going to be the X factor. And they're looking to drive on Thompson, surely. James goes inside on O'Neill. Rebound by McCauley. Less than a minute left, 23-16. Thompson's open. Is she going to pull up? Nope, she's eyeing up her options. Kicks it out to Dimmy. Dimmy's back in her spot. Bang! Dimmy's been huge. We've got at least 3 players with 6 points. The scoring spread looking deadly. That's just too easy inside the Jazeen, though. You've got to be careful with those ones. Comes across the lane. Blocked by McCauley. Rebound by Thompson. And Hobart really starting to hit their straps now. 16-25 their favour. Thompson inside. Fouled maybe. Doesn't matter. Rebound. McCauley with another basket. It's an 11-point lead. 27-16. And you're going to suggest it's going to be 1 shot left for the Spartans. And Ronnie, what are you thinking here if you're Glenorchy?
Slow down for 1 shot, or they'll try to go for a quick 2 for 1, but I don't think that's going to happen, Joe.
They're going to get out on the floor. 10 seconds. They've got to get moving. 8, 7, 6, Kick out to Reagan. 4, 3. She's lost possession. Got to get it out again. Doesn't matter. That'll be the end of the quarter. O'Neill throws a long shot up. No foul. Doesn't matter. At the end of the first quarter, it's 27-16, and momentum fully in the favour of the Phoenix runner.
Absolutely. Hobart getting on a nice little run there. Dimitri James, 3 from 3 from that corner spot. Glenorchy got to do a better job on their defensive rotations to get to her. You can't allow her to get on fire this early on in the game. Glenorchy need to take more time with their offense. You know, when they were trying that 3-man thing up the top here at the key, run that fine. When they try to rush it through and try to go through a couple and on D, Phoenix get the better of that. So, good quarter by Phoenix.
And Scotty, from your perspective, I mean, all throughout the year you've been with me, I mean, we've seen that a full Phoenix side is the best side, but again, the Spartans' big three has just certainly dominated the regular season, there's no doubt about that. How valuable will the effects of someone like a Sinnott, someone like a Jimmy James, and even someone like a Reagan Davey outside of Shana and Kylie's impact's going to be?
Well, they're the extra points, aren't they? The extra things you can get out of the people you don't expect. I think the story of the first quarter is Jimmy James, not only a shooting and a scoring, but the defence she's been playing on Sarah O'Neill.
She's held Sarah very, very quiet. If she's scored, she's only scored 1 basket, there's no doubt about that. And as I mentioned, Sarah's the absolute pivotal key to this team. I would have suggested that if they're going to win this game, she's going to be the MVP, and she's going to have to really step it up across these 3 quarters as we start the second term, 27-16, Hobart possession. And they're still running with the starting 5 here in Phoenix, so showing a lot of confidence, Ronnie, in Shana, who's potentially going to pick up a 4th foul here in the second quarter.
Well, it's a gamble, and it's a bold move here from what the coaching staff of Hobart Phoenix are doing. So let's see if this pays off, J-Lo.
Reagan Davey takes a long outside shot, good! That was a 2-pointer, and that extends it to 13, and when you're facing a 13-point deficit and only have 16 on the board yourself, it becomes a fair task even from this point.
Trying to get still full of defence again, JB.
No doubt about that. Shana's going to keep her hands out and keep in line. Won't fight through the screen. Fair call. Rolls goes through. Hustling rebound there. Shana's out on our broadcast side. Looks for the 45. Should be guarded by Flack. Good crossover. Gets inside and scores. That's exactly what we've got to do, Ronnie. Push the tempo.
Absolutely. Just push it and now hold that buffer.
So she's walked it. She's true. Thought she slid that back foot. Wasn't called. Flack with a long shot, missed, rebound by Macaulay, and they've absolutely eaten glass for breakfast so far, the Phoenix. Thompson with the ball on the 45. Dim inside to Macaulay. You're not stopping that, too late. She's going to get her own rebound, probably over the back. Now, was that off the Spartans? It was. But, yes, very difficult to stop down there, Ronnie.
They have to look at doubling Macaulay. I know that might not work, but you've got to look at it.
Well, there you go. No eyes on Thompson. Again, she's ticked over the 500-point mark now on the season. There's no doubt about it. And that's some feat in itself. Meanwhile, as Berry comes down the floor, dumps down to Flack, looking for Peters, gets it. She takes a long, relaxed shot, but that's no good. Molly Sinnott fighting for a rebound, missed. James inside on O'Neill, and O'Neill's rimmed out there, probably unlucky. The great defence by James as Thompson comes back up the floor. She's going to pull up, she's going to knock it down. Yes, she is! 16:36, a 20-point buff from, tell you what, Scott, there's a certain member in the grandstand, and I think she's ready to start singing.
I don't think we expected this soon, did we, JB?
Absolutely not. As you get a score there, I don't know who's trying to call me, but you need to get over it as Jazeen Peters scores inside. 18-point buffer now. But too easy for Thompson, back on the inside, extends it to 20. And things are looking very, very ominous.
If I'm Coach Justin Muskie, you've got to call a timeout and reset here.
Sinnott with a good defence, and Reagan, there's no wonder Coach Gusty hasn't decided to change the rotations. Oh, inside, too good. Missed again, own offensive rebound. And that's good. Still no timeout called. They've called the substitution by the looks of it. But Ronnie, you're certainly right there. They're going to have to do a hell of a lot more than they're certainly going to have to do a hell of a lot more than just worry about a substitution.
I think the biggest issue facing both teams is their depth bench. They don't have it, either side.
Well, that's the first, that's not wrong there, Scott, that's the first serious jump shot and that one was hit there by Berry in a good 8 minutes, I reckon, almost since halfway through that first period. Thompson with a cross, gets inside, she was held, and they'll retain possession there. It was on the side called by Jack Woolcott. And we're looking for a substitution here. Checking into the game, Tegan Walkley and number 4, Bronwyn Thorsby. Checking out of the game, Jazine Peters, and number 10 is Tamika Flack. Meanwhile, the bench not moving there for Hobart, Ron.
No, interesting move by Coach Christie there, but hopefully the youngsters get on soon.
If she's going to keep shooting like that, we may as well call it all over Red Rover. I mean, it looked very competitive there in that first few minutes. But, I mean, as I mentioned in my preview, not sure if the preview made it up, Scotty.
No, sorry.
We'll get that up eventually. How about we'll get that up at half time between the men's seniors and the women's seniors.
Yeah.
Good defence there by McCauley, took the brunt of the hit. But, did mention that if Phoenix can keep it at their pace, they will win this game, and there's no doubt about it. Tell you what, nearly a fend off there by Berry. Kick out to Thorsby, who's missed. Rebound on McCauley. Thompson taking off down the broadcast side. And they're just going to slow it down here, Hobart. Look for the good pass. McCauley outside's a danger. Got to kick it again to Dimmy. Oh, pump fake in the corner, gets inside, kicks it out to Davey, kicks it out to Thompson. Is that all over Red Rover? It is! Bang! And I'll tell you what, despite the scoring efforts of Thompson and McCauley, you'd have to suggest that Davey and Dimmy James have certainly probably been the most crucial players for Phoenix so far, Ronnie.
Absolutely, they've been great. Just doing those little 1% of things as we've spoken about, Jobo.
Absolutely. Missed there again, this time again by Berry. And Hobart looks to roll it up the floor. Dimmy having an excellent game. She's kicked it out to Molly, who wants to, she's just pulled up inside. And she's scored as well. And you've got to be really thinking of a timeout. You're about to blow out to a 30-point lead halfway through the second quarter. Now she's going to go to the line for 2. That is Berry going to the line for 2. Thought she fended off. And the leaning arms of McCauley there, certainly the contact on the shot on him.
Oh, absolutely. Correct call there. You know, any contact on the shooter is always going to be a foul. So, correct call by the officials.
As we have a shoe tie there. Again, we update your scores with 5:32 remaining in the second quarter. It's 48-20. And score there by Berry. Again, probably driving to the hole a little too late. I should have done it to end the first quarter. As Berry goes ahead, knocks them both. And Coach Gusti looking very happy there. Assistant Coach Dwayne have been helping him out all season. We have another coach down there as well, Ronnie.
Oh, that's Adrian Crespin.
Adrian Crespin.
Coach of the reserve women.
The reserve women. They're looking to play. They're in the next game.
The next game, they're in the big dance next for reserve women.
And they are facing...
Glenorchy. Glenorchy are in all 4 games today.
There you go.
Almost a dress rehearsal for some of these girls, but I reckon a lot of these women are going to want the seniors over the reserves. And O'Neill has finally hit the scoreboard effectively. She's going to have to do a hell of a lot more though going forward. 24-point margin, 5:06 remaining in the second. Very stagnant offense. Oh, too easy over the back. We wanted a call there from McCauley, didn't get it. We take off down the floor. We're going to get a block here. We are. Thompson against the backboard.
Good scraps.
Very good scraps, but a good rebound there by Berry. She's proven to be a major factor this year for them. Again, one of the 5 best scorers in the league as we've outlined. And that's a kick out there to Davey, who kicks it into McCauley. She was fouled. She'll go to the line for 2. And I hate to say it, Ronnie, but I think it might even already be all over Red Rover.
It could well be, JB, but 24 down. I mean, there's still a lot of basketball left in this game to go. The biggest thing here is call timeout, tell your players to just chip away, get some stops, find some momentum. If you can find that momentum, this game can change very quickly.
This is a fundamental time. I mean, it's something that you've only got to look at. You've got to take it one play at a time. You can't look at it in the whole scope of 20 points. You've got to look at 5 points here and 3 points there. As Crosby misses underneath.
Can't miss those shots in the grand final.
No, absolutely not.
Wide open, off the backboard, needs to drop them, especially with a scoreline like this.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. Inside pass to McCauley on the low block, gives it to Davey, up and under scores. And again, Coach Gusti, having not run a rotation all game, doesn't look like running a rotation at the moment.
Well, there's an interesting. You will notice on the Phoenix bench, they've just added a player.
They have added a player. We'll be working that one out as we go along. Number 11, Carlo Rolls, has scored that one, and Jimmy James, one of the contenders for the MVP so far, along with Reagan Davey, who received that. Was that Thompson with the pass?
Tash Shirley has just arrived from her netball grand final.
Yes.
Right, Tash Shirley,
She will come straight into the action.
She was predicted, and Macaulay with another big basket under the hoop. 26-point margin, or is that a 25? It's 25 on the board. I thought we were 26, but it doesn't matter. As they go inside again, no foul called, Russian shot and miss, and Davey and Macaulay just dominating the boards, pointing up there. It's almost becoming a formality even in this first half, there's no doubt about it. Very similar to the 07 Grand Final for a Geelong supporter like yourself, Ronnie.
Oh, absolutely, JB.
Look at that, just too easy inside, you've got to guard that. Macaulay on the offensive glass, went for the pass out, just didn't quite work for her there.
We don't talk about 07, we talk about 08 grand finals in this.
Oh, here we go.
As the most recent winner of a grand final, go the Tigers. O'Neill inside, and that was a score by number 15. That was as much of a cert as the Tigers in grand final day 2017. We're just going to predict the play here, ladies and gentlemen. You can thank our great camera work of Scott B or S. Boucher. You pick which one you want. Drives on the baseline, good defence there by Sarah O'Neill. Thompson gets inside, that's just too easy. The dump out pass, long shot, no good. Offensive rebound by Shana, she's missed. Another offensive rebound by Kylie. And are they calling the hold? They are. And the jump ball there will go to the Spartans. He's not very happy about that. And it looks like Tash Shirley, number 5, checking into the game for Molly Sinnott. Substitutions as well. Peters and it looks like Flack checking into the game for Corsby and Walkley.
Tash Shirley is the physicality of the Phoenix team. So
and she's a hustle, exactly right. Scott, a hustle player, and quite capable of getting her own baskets, there's no doubt about it. They forced O'Neill to the weak side. Rolls, takes a shot, that's good. And might should be picking up a little bit here, Glenorchy. Back to 20 points, 2 minutes remaining in the second. But,
it's got to chip away, JB. A couple more stops down here, this makes it interesting.
as we mentioned, it's a game of 2 halves, and that is a big foul there. O'Neill's been hit in the head. That's a foul on her though, running into the offence. And
I think she might have ran into Tash Shirley, did she? Probably not the first to run into straight off the court.
Trust me, me and Ronnie and you stand here, Scott, we're both 6 foot, and I wouldn't run into her on a dark night. As a substitution and a timeout is called, 53-33 to the Phoenix. 2:07 remaining in the first half, and as you mentioned, Ronnie, and Scott, you've been listening into it intently. As we can see, you're paying attention to people coming in and out of the building. That's how well we're doing. You mentioned chipping away, Ronnie. If you're a coach, are you looking at it basket by basket, or are you setting yourself targets? Get within a certain amount of points in a certain amount of time, or is it just a progression?
I'm more looking at setting targets. If we can set targets and say, look, if we can get to 45, so we try to get 12 points in the next 2 minutes. We really want to try to crank up their intensity on defence. So the word should be in that huddle there by Coach Muscat is get your intensity up on D, come down and score, and just keep playing hard.
Absolutely, that's what you want. And if you're in the opposition bench, Ronnie, your beloved Hobart Phoenix, you've got the lead at 20 points, but you can you understand, these guys were the top team all year. They did beat you twice in the regular season. They are a fast-moving side. What do you say to the girls there, as far as not being complacent?
I'd be saying no let up here, in the great words of Brian Gorge, no let up. Keep playing hard, keep continuing to grind it out, and keep playing like you're down by a point.
I think Hobart would be a little disappointed, wouldn't they? Almost 30 up at one point, having it back to 20 now. They sort of took their foot off the gas.
A couple of missed jumpers hasn't helped as we come back down to the floor here with Rolls, who's kicked it out, and they've scored very quickly there. The Spartans got a flat. Hobart just need to slow this game down, take momentum out of it, and maintain possession, run through their offence, and get the best look they can. Reagan Davey, talk about a good looks from about 10 feet away. That's what you want. That's the kind of shot you need and the execution you want.
Good response there.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. You just got to suck the crowd out of it eventually. O'Neill very quiet. Kicks it to Berry. Takes a long shot. She's starting to hit her shots. And back and forth contest here at the quarter run.
Good end-to-end stuff here, JB. This is what we want, but we need some more stops by Glenorchy to really get this margin back down.
Kick out there to Shirley, who's kicked into Davey, who's kicked in. Easy high-low options there. And that is a good execution finish by Macaulay, who did have injury concerns heading into this game, she's had an injury concern throughout the last few weeks. As O'Neill scores a basket inside. Pete Stone, we know you're listening. Stop calling us. Just come right on up here. Height restrictions aren't required. There's no doubt about that. Corley catches it about 17 feet out. Long by James, no good. Shots just seem to have gone quiet there. Chana getting up inside there, and again missed. Still going okay. Shirley, good defence there by Tash Shirley. James over the top. McCauley wanting to scare the Judas out of it. Cara Rolls is maybe at the basket, and Ronnie, we're back within 16. You've got to be pretty impressed there with a couple of missed shots, but I mean certainly bring that margin to within that 15 point range.
I'd be happy with this right now, JB. If we can get to 16, 15, that gives us something to work with going into the third quarter.
And they're going to call 3 seconds in the key there. They have. She was parked down too low, too long.
Big call there, buddy.
A rare call in basketball these days, 3 seconds.
My word, it is, Scotty.
No doubt about it. But I think that's just indicative, though, of Phoenix. They need to notice when Kylie gets down that lane, she backs herself in. There's no doubt about it. She takes up, the space required, and they certainly can't stop her. The 8 seconds remaining. O'Neill on the drive, looking for the kick out. Fade away. She's got to get a pass over. She does. Number 11. Air ball. Rebound by Berry. No good. Taken to the floor. That'll be a half-time rebound. And we've got a very sore Jimmy James has hit the deck there. Very sore Jimmy James. Shana's asking a question with else. Asked a couple of questions there, and at half time, Ronnie, 57-41. Scott, you spoke about it, that it was a near 30-point game, and back down to 16. Ronnie, you highlighted that you sort of wanted to get that 12-15 range. 16 isn't too bad at all with everything considered. As a team, do you look at it as scores back to 0-0, or do you try and build on any momentum you do have?
I try to be building on any momentum that we had, but also too at the same time, sometimes it's always good to say to your team, let's reset, new half, let's go again, and try to really get some momentum going and get some intensity going at the start of the third, because a good start here by Glenorchy in the third, if they can do it, will really change the ball game and then put things on edge a little bit.
The Spartans certainly are making the most of their bench. We've only seen the one rotation through the Hobart side. A lot of the girls sitting on the bench, though, we were playing in the reserves grand final coming up, so don't think that they're not going to get any court time. But, I mean, do you even maybe potentially run a risk here if you blow your lead back out to a 25-30 point margin, maybe bringing some of those younger girls on to give them a bit of experience, but the rest of the league's for your senior players, anything will last?
I wouldn't hurt. I think you've got to give them some experience, especially at Division 1 level. I don't think it's going to hurt them to get a little bit of court time, and then that will get them nice and warm a little bit going into the next game for them.
Scott, your thoughts on the game so far?
I wouldn't be risking the kids at this stage. After being 30 up almost, and back to, what have we got now? 16.
It is cause for concern, that's totally understandable there. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get a sponsor for the live stream tonight, so we'd like to thank Michael Solder out here in the bar, who's providing the beverages for the Canadian club so far. I'm just going to duck out and grab a quick refurbishment. Fellas, if you'd like to continue chatting on with the game,
Put on my tab out there.
we'll put it on. Thank you. Scotty's going to look up for
Scotty's shouting.
Mine too.
Scotty's shouting, ladies and gentlemen, we might not see you for the men's game, but
Here we go.
Ronnie, if you'd like to talk about the focal court, it's the first half to the Canadian team.
Absolutely. I'll just step into my normal role like I would at Chargers TV, Scotty, and do a little bit of hosting.
I feel a bit honoured to be here with the great Ronnie Riggs. Grand final day.
It's actually nice to be on an SBL live stream for One Takes 3 Day. I've listened to the live stream throughout the year, and you guys have done a terrific job. So great to see that we're actually getting some local live streaming happening, mate.
We were looking forward to you making an appearance during the year, but you've saved it for last, and it's a great day to be here.
Oh, absolutely. It's always a fantastic day here in Lorraine. A good packed crowd, a great atmosphere at the Lorraine Basketball Stadium. And great to see, I think you've highlighted it, Scotty, during the broadcast, that Glenorchy are through to all 4 finals, which is great for the Glenorchy
They are.
Association.
Their second year in the competition. They had a lean year to start with last year, but certainly firing on all cylinders now.
As we return back to action, Ronnie, they've said that there is a light beer, there is a mid-strength and a light beer out there for you if you need it, so you're more than welcome to jump on the 4X while Scotty and I enjoy the Canadian clubs. Tash Shirley looking for the opening basket there, missed, rebounded there by Knowles. O'Neill with the ball. as I return to my team list, because safer than sorry at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. What are you doing? Why have you... Here we go, we'll get back to that. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Rebound by Thompson, and she's been dumped to the floor. Wanted a foul call, didn't get it. Coach Gusty not very happy there.
I think it's going to get physical. They're going to try, throw everything at Hobart in the first part of this quarter.
Literally by the looks of it, but too easy. You can't let her get inside like that. Good block by Peters though.
Good D by Peters. Great job.
Probably let her work too deep, which was certainly to McCauley's disadvantage. Looking for a tropical defence there on O'Neill. Gets inside, dumped down, and that's a score there by Berry. And we're back to 14 points, Robbie.
Yeah. Like I say, if they can get probably 1 or 2 more baskets here, look out for a timeout.
Thompson, long throwing miss. Rebound there by the Spartans. Then they've tossed it. The young child there wasn't able to get her hands up, but thankfully it missed, because don't think we'd put that on front of his home videos, there's no doubt about it.
No, definitely not, Jacob.
Shana gets inside easy. Gets inside way too easy. Thought she was fouled, wasn't called. And I think in a game like this, Ronnie, you'd say it yourself, a final is one of those games where you let the players decide it for themselves.
Absolutely, and being an official in the league before, we got to let them play.
And that's good defence there by McCauley, enough to disrupt the shot. And what have they called there? They've called the foul there on number 10, Tamika Flack. Coach Gusty wanting an answer, he's not getting it. And from what you and I have seen this year, Scott, don't think Gusty's got many answers at all.
But the answer he generally gets in the end is the one he doesn't want, and he probably doesn't want that one today at this stage.
Absolutely not. Thompson, the ball at the top, she's been crucial so far. There's Dimmy Jones, arguably the most valuable. Inside out pass, McCauley's worked the way in. Jump down pass was stolen there by Rolls. Rolls takes over to Berry. Berry gets the ball on the outside, looking to drive on Thompson, takes the jump shot. Good, no good actually.
Hobart just need to settle it down now and try and run something up this end.
They'll let James continue to control that ball. The offense flowed well through her in the second quarter. Sent it from the far side, Reagan Davey on the bench. And that is a jump ball situation going the way of the Spartans. Good hustle basketball. Coach Pui is not happy. Time out. 7:50 remaining in the third, and I'd say momentum is the way of the Spartans at the moment.
Oh, absolutely, and Scott made a really good point. Hobart should just settle down and run some offense. I think this timeout's a good one by Coach Gusty. So hopefully he will say to his troops, slow down, let's run some stuff, get back. There's a bit more of a buffer of a lead than we already have.
There's a lot of common sense to be used in it too, Ronnie. I mean, particularly if you're a player, I mean, everyone knows, no matter what situation you are, whether you're watching or playing or coaching, officiating, you understand the momentums of the game of sport, let alone basketball. I mean, if you're a player out there, Ronnie, and you're the Spartans and you can sense that momentum, how do you go about not rushing your team into offence and into making mistakes and just remaining calm throughout the journey?
I'd be telling my players just to, hey, let's slow down, let's control the tempo, let's get it back on our terms. If we can dictate it to our terms, then we're back in this ball game.
Absolutely, that's what we want to do. 43-57, 7:50 remaining. A packed house here at Lorraine. We'd be in excess of easily 100 people today. Scotty, what do you reckon the crowd number is so far?
Well, it's always bound to be a good turnout, and the crowd is, it's rotational. A lot left after the last game, and a lot came in. I think you'll have this number here all night. I think there's probably closer to 200.
Big shot taken by Kate Berry. He's been dominant all season. The intimidating presence there. Looking to get a bit of a body check on players as they come through. No one ever likes that in a non-contact sport. The ref's going to let it go. Big stick pass to James. Gets it easily. Taken from behind. That was a foul. And they're questioning the flop there. She's not even going to go over and consider that.
There was contact on James there from Berry, so that is a foul. I don't think the escalation of the fall had helped in that call.
Absolutely not, but
she's been taking a bit of a beating, Jimmy, here in the last...
she has, but at the same time, inside Thompson who's been blocked, she's hit the deck, nothing there. But I mean, that's what you've got to do. You've got to disrupt them any way you can, and by means legal. And I tell you what, she's hit another basket here, Berry. She's been the X factor. We're down to single digits here, 48-57 from a near 30-point deficit. They've just got to slow down and run it. Go down. Turnover, risky pass. Berry looking to score here again, surely on the momentum. Gets inside, jump shot, and yes. And a rebound down by Sinnott. They've just got to slow down, play smart and execute.
Hobart have just got to get into some different options now. Glenorchy is doing a really great job of reading where the ball's going.
Long pass to Jane, she's been hot from three, and she gives it a look.
Cash Shirley.
She's on the bench.
Is she?
Yes, Scott, she's on the bench.
So she is. My fault.
That's why you're the cameraman, that's why I'm the play-by-play. Big basket there, once again, must point that out. Big basket there by Jimmy James. She's been on fire from deep. And that's a good way to respond. Inside to Peters. How long's she been? Too long.
Second 3-second call of the season.
Well, I'll tell you what, of everything I played in, that's men's and women's, mind you, ladies and gentlemen. It's very rare they call it anywhere else.
Good to see the refs being consistent tonight, which is great.
In saying that 1-1, you could probably shut that call up for the rest of the game.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Says Ronnie, the former ref. We won't get into that.
Oh, we won't.
Dump down pass to McCauley. She's missed that one. But I think if you're Hobart and McCauley can get up that floor just that a little bit quicker, she's been known to do it. If you can get up the floor early and get that low post option just right there at the no charge circle, she's going to be absolutely unstoppable because you can't foul her. She goes to the line, she knocks them down. Thompson with a steal. She's out. Look at that hand check on the side. She's going to pull up for three. She's going to make it. Yes, she is. Good basket.
That's a huge shot.
That takes it back out to 15 points to Phoenix, and the momentum of the Spartans almost gone on it.
Absolutely, but we've seen that time and time again from Thompson just knocking down that three.
Big miss there by Berry. Who's that one off? Off the Phoenix.
And I must say, JB, too, Shana's had a breakout year in the Seagull as well, too, for the Chargers, and this is why she's stepping up on the big stage locally.
She's not a MVP candidate this league for no reason. She was probably the most improved player for the women's and arguably the entire Seagull. And I mean, you can make a serious case that her lack of contribution in that, that one's over the back, there's no doubt about that. As we get back to the point where that foul is on the Kylie McCauley, her lack of contribution in that round, that final round of games there, Ronnie, 3 or 14 shooting, was probably almost what cost the Chargers.
Oh, absolutely, JB.
Looking to go inside. Scores. A big score there. That one by Rolls. Jimmy James looking down the floor. Put herself in a trapping situation. Reagan Davey from 15. Good! Back to 15. About 5-10 remaining in the third quarter of the SPL Women's Grand Final between the first place Glenorchy Spartans and the second place Hobart Phoenix. There's a little bit of concern amongst both benches and what momentum we've got. Inside's Peters. Misses. Rebound by Berry. No good. Rebound by Davey. Thompson back down the far side of the floor. Managed her fouls pretty well in that second quarter, Ronnie, and she's almost out of danger. Just got to see this quarter out.
Smart players will make good decisions on how they go about fouling.
Sent it for 3, missed. Thompson nearly over the back, got away with it there. Rolls down the floor, dribbling into a trap with Davey. She's nearly travelled, she's thrown the ball away. She's been landed on. Thompson's landed on the floor. O'Neill on the drive. O'Neill on the drive, thought she walked, no call. Rebound by McCauley. Dominant gets the dribble out, gets the pass up to Thompson. Got to hustle the ball. She's going to go out the door. Literally, there she goes, out the door.
Well,
Nostradamus, you could suggest.
Oh my word. I hope that bin's okay down there, by the way.
I'm more worried about the fact there's a pram and a small child. The
yes,
small child being held, Ronnie, but if you'd like to just worry about with the scraps of the toasted ham and cheese sandwich are gone, you're more than welcome to. It's Jack Woolcock being productive for the first time this season, closing up the doors.
It's great community service here by Jack.
About the only service he's provided to the community of basketball this year is it's going to be an inbounding pass to Kate Berry.
No, we love Jack. Great bloke, great
I
bloke.
tell you what, he was in fine form the other night after the Chargers wins. Shout out for the beverages you provided, Jack, and the car ride to the casino.
He was on the shout, was he?
Shout out to the designated driver, Ronnie Riggs, did pretty well that night too.
Oh yes. More to speak about later on that.
We will not talk about that later on. That is a shooting foul. Foul there being called, and that is on Thompson. I think that'll be her 4th.
Probably needs to come off now.
I think now's where you've got to. It's a 15-point lead though, Scotty, and momentum's back and forth. It's definitely her 4th.
I'd be giving her a spell just for the last 4 minutes of this quarter.
I think you can certainly get away with Tash Shirley coming on and throwing herself around. She's done it most of the season. Ronnie, if you're looking at arguably the best scorer, the best player in the league on 4 fouls with 14-15 minutes left in the game, are you taking her out?
I would take her out, JB, absolutely. You don't want to be risking one of your marquee players.
No doubt about that. That score there by Flack from the free throw line brings it back to a 14-point game. Just under 4 minutes remaining. Dimmy James back up the floor. She's played very well. Shout out to her partner James Newitt, former West Coast, a good supporter. And they've called the foul on the floor. They wanted the fend off, not called there. Foul there on number 11, Cara Rolls. And do you think maybe they've just let that one get away for a bit, Ronnie, considering the occasional forearms the girls have been using in their drives?
There might be a little bit of they're getting away with, but...
Shana's taking SBL now. Good call. Good call.
Good call there by Coach Christie. But no, certainly Glenorchy needs to keep in this ball game right now. There's still 13 minutes left in this ball game to really try to get this back to single digits.
Change to McCauley, back into James. She's going to shoot it. Tell you what, looks good. Unlucky off the ring. Rebound by Shirley. Hustle play. She's going inside again. Taken from behind. Sinner. Ball fake. Gets inside very easily. Foul. Block. Peters with a big block there. Sinner probably looking for the call on the drive on the floor. Didn't get it. 7 seconds remaining. Inside the Shirley. Wants the drive. Kicks it out to Davey.
Nice look.
Good. Flat as an A4 piece of paper, but it got the job done.
Absolutely. Good one out of a little scrap play there and nice to open out an open jumper.
Sarah O'Neill with the ball, kicks it out. That is a big shot there by Cara Rolls. Back to 14 points. And tell you what, it's going to be a dogged last quarter, there's no doubt about that. Tash Shirley on the far side. Oh, inside to McCauley, kicks it out to Davey, gets a pump fake, gets inside again, didn't land. Just on the fingertips there of Shirley. She's fouled O'Neill. That will be their third foul of the quarter there, the Phoenix. And I wonder what sort of toll we're looking at here, Scotty, on McCauley. She's played more minutes now than she probably has combined in the last 5 weeks. Do you consider resting her at the start of the last year?
Look, I don't think they can rest her. I think you've just got to go with it.
I suppose this will be her last game for the season. She's got all off-season to rest up. And that's a big drive there by O'Neill, starting to work their way into the game. Perhaps too little too late, we'll find out. Sit up the ball. Oh no, she's been given an easy jumper to Reagan. Wants to go inside, can't get inside. Got to pass it back out. She's gone inside again. Probably was fouled. Offensive! Offensive foul called there. Reagan Davey asking the question. Ronnie, what did you think of that one?
Well, the defense made the position, so sometimes it's not all about going down to the floor and getting the charge. If she's there and the offense just causes the contact, you've got to consider that a charge.
Absolutely right, the offensive foul. A lot of things people don't care about is the fact that it's not necessarily the defensive position, but the offensive take. O'Neill with a miss. Looks like she's got her own rebound there. Put it back up. She's missed again. That's a rebound on the far side, but Peter, she's missed again.
Make these shots, Glenorchy. Capitalise on the momentum that you got.
It's now a 12-point ball game. The offensive foul of Reagan Davey there on the pivot. She's got to just get rid of that ball. Dump pass down there to Dimmy James, who's kicked it out to the corner, out to Tash, out to Sinner, who's kicked it back out to Tash Shirley. That's a good long pass to Davey on the far corner. 3 seconds, got to get up to McCauley. Was fouled on the shot, didn't get a call. Wants to know where it is. And now they're calling on Hobart. And big momentum to swing these last couple of minutes, Ronnie. If you're looking at 12 points here with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and you've got to suggest the Spartans are almost in the upper hand here, Ronnie.
Yeah, they're probably winning the last couple of minutes here. Now, whistle's gone, JB, just to interrupt my point.
As a verbal warning.
Someone on the bench is obviously
it's
out
like
there
a
now.
bench warning. Again, that's crucial. Unless you are an official on the bench, very simple, shut up.
Of course, the tough part here to spend you at Moraine here too is we have called off the bench areas, Scotty.
Right, I'm pretty sure the tape, probably the tape there is meant to, on the floor, is meant to define it. But
Just no room with all these people, I think.
Absolutely not. You've got to admit to that. That's 1 of 2 there. It's an 11-point ball game. Phoenix coming back down the floor again, controlled by James, running play number 4 by the looks of it. Sinnott with the ball, kicks it to James, doesn't have it. That is just a poor entry pass. Phoenix just losing their way a little bit here. Spartans down the floor, in control by Berry. Berry looks to go inside, kick out pass to Peters. Gets the jumper, good! Sorry, I apologise. That one there by Tamika Flack. Peters is actually she's on the floor. She is on the floor. Sinnott trapping defence. She's dribbled into trouble. She's probably been bumped out of bounds there. Turnover by O'Neill. She's off to the races. She's going to probably pull up for 3 here. She does. Does she make it? Yes. No. Big miss. They're going to let that dribble out. They are. It's back to 9 points, 58-67. Again, at one point, a 30-point margin. And I tell you what, the winner of this game so far in this second and third quarter has to be the Spartans.
Oh, certainly, JB. Hobart are seeming to tire a little bit for me. They're just running out of legs at the moment.
Interesting entry passing over the back, foul called on Berry.
I think lack of rotations is killing them. They don't have a deep bench. They've only got the one person they can swing.
Absolutely, not
And
wrong there. Thompson,
Fatigue definitely playing a big part.
Thompson eager to get back into this game. Ronnie, your thoughts?
Is Thompson the pressure release for Glenorchy?
Bang! As Logan Bailey hits a big shot there, I think she certainly is, because if you're going to look at consistent shooters across this league, she's probably it, and probably the elite of the elite as well. So if she's going to be off the floor, they've got to capitalise on their end, knowing that if they don't necessarily make the shots, their offence isn't going to be there. That foul is being called on number 8, Reagan Davey. That'll be 2. 70-58, Scotty. We've certainly got a high-scoring game. We couldn't have asked for much better.
No, it's the shootout we were looking for. It went a bit dark there on us early in the second, but
Looked like we were in some serious trouble.
it's lived up to what we thought it would be, and it's still got a quarter to go. I mean, it could be an overtime. Last year's grand final was in overtime, I believe, with Hobart and
I think the last thing we need, though, Scotty, is overtime. Mind you, not saying no, shout out to Michael Solder at the bar here at Lorraine Stadium, and the tab of Boucher Proprietary Limited looking after me for the night.
I think that was just the one, so I wouldn't say the night. The night's a big call.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate your assistance tonight. At least here at Lorraine, we'll call it that. That's a bit easier. It'll only cost you a dozen. Billy down inside the corners in the deck. She's slow to get up, but she is getting up. And that is a foul on the other end. That'll be 2. And very, very quiet on the Hobart side. In fact, almost looking very dead there, Ronnie. I don't know what's going to go on there.
Oh, nor do I here, JB.
I would be subbing McCauley out now with 16 seconds just to give her that, albeit an extra 20 or 30 second spell on the bench.
No doubt about that. Don't be surprised if they even potentially rest her at the start of the last. That's a miss there. First miss for Kate Berry at the line.
Sarah O'Neill at the line.
Is that Sarah O'Neill?
I believe so.
It's definitely O'Neill. Sorry, 5, not 15. Misses 2 of 2, uncharacteristic. The leader in free throws this year. She's just missed both.
Probably need the police called in to file a missing persons report at the end of the game.
Yeah, she hasn't quite done the Josh Jenkins in the 2017 grand final, Scott. She's been there bits. Tash Shirley. Miss. And that is 3-quarter time. The Spartans certainly believe they've got the momentum in their punt. A little more reserved on the Hobart side, and I'll tell you what, Ronnie, let's put your coach's hat back on here, and from the Glenorchy side of things, what are you thinking?
I'm getting in there and revving my girls up and just saying, hey, we've got some momentum, they're tiring. I'm going to tell them they're not going to use their bench. We've got to now absolutely go right at them, keep being aggressive, keep being aggressive on offense as well too, and let's get this job done and bring it home.
Meanwhile, you are a Hobart man. We have mentioned that before. I'm about the only unbiased person between in this commentary box all year, Scott. I'm sitting here with 2 Hobart blokes. Usually I'm here with 2 Hobart blokes from Kingston ball boy, but we won't worry about that. If you are the Hobart team, and you understand Shannon's got 4 fouls, Kylie's tiring, and you're just having your momentum stifled, Ronnie, what do you go back to as a coach and as a team?
Right now, I'm just feeling, hey, play smart. Let's just go back to our sets, know what we do best, slow the game down, because we're allowing them to dictate the tempo, so to speak, now. We've got to bring it back to our terms and try to make sure we grind this out for a win.
I think you want to be using your 24 every time you get the ball. I think, it's the time that's going to be the killer in the end. The longer the game goes, I think the more chance Glenorchy have got of overrunning them.
And I think it's a big momentum thing too, in regards as Ronnie turns the light back on. We've got a sensor light for some reason up here in Lorraine, just to remind me to go to a bit more of a dark corner when I feel the need to be. But in a momentum sense, Scotty, I can see, as we have a quick look here, Thompson's still on the bench. They're not wanting to risk that 5th foul. But as we look here, you've got to remember too, it'll work just as much in Phoenix's favour to run the clock, because all of a sudden the Spartans start looking, knowing we're losing half a minute of play every time. That's a big shot by Dimmy James has missed. She's gone quiet from her first half antics. Berry down the floor, controlling the game. She'll be the MVP if the Spartans win, there's no doubt about it. Posting up, kicking out to Peters. No good. Rebound. That one there taken by Shirley, gives it to Jimmy James, who's run the point very well tonight. Reagan and Davey. Inside to Macaulay, she's got there early, fouled, and that's good. They've got to know, if she's going to bring that ball, she's got to bring it around at chest height, because they're only going to try and rip and reach, and that's how you're going to draw those fouls.
Absolutely. Good execution on that play, getting the Macaulay and getting the foul drawn on her.
As I mentioned, you've got to get inside early to her. She's able to play that Shaquille O'Neal role where she goes straight down the lane and just dominates. There it is there. She's been doubled in the post. She's wrestled the ball free, and a 3-second lane violation, no score. Another 3-second violation. They've been hot on that one tonight. Reagan Davey arguing the point once again. But
there's one thing being hot tonight, but it's going to be hot all season. Why bring it out in the grand final when you don't see it 20 other weeks of the year?
It's very much a question very similar to when nothing's called all game and you blow the whistle tight in the last. You've let it go for 39, let it go for 40. And they've called a foul there inside on Macaulay. That is going to be a couple. What foul is that on her? Can we see from the bench? Number 3, he's found number 3 from the call. So she's got a couple of spares, but I mean, if you're the Spartans, you know, balls to the wall, you're going to draw fouls on Thompson. Shirley's not going to be afraid to hit as Peters knocks down the first, and Thompson gets back in the game. You foul her, she's back out. She's a big factor offensively. Very reminiscent of the end of the 1969 NBA Finals Game 7 there, high off the rim of there. Not that I remember it, but Scott showed me the...
I was there watching.
Yeah, Scott showed me the film that was on. Burnt to pieces after it. Reagan David inside, no call. Down on the guidance rolls, out to Berry. Berry inside. Good! 8-point ball game. With a little under 9 minutes remaining. 62-70, and Hobart need to slow down. We did mention this as a possibility. Tash Shirley with the execution. To Dimmy inside to Macaulay. She's missed again. And that one has gone off the Spartans. Hang on a second. We've got a substitution. Thompson checking into the game for Tash Shirley. He's put her body on the line. And Thompson looking to be very careful here in this game.
Well, this is the crucial part, isn't it? You know, if you're Glenorchy, you're taking it at Shana every chance you get.
That's a big jump shot. Cara rolls it on fire. Tell you what, the big 2.5 today, Sarah, and you'll certainly be quiet. Kate Berry has dominated this game for the Spartans. Sinnott looking to get inside. Going high-low. Thompson, corner, 3, no good. Rebound, Macaulay, no, rebound O'Neal, and she's off. Out to Berry. Good.
Great run by the Spartans. Great run. Now they've got the momentum, JB.
It is a loud crowd running. 4 points. The fat lady's not singing anytime soon. Kick out to Sinnott. And that's a foul. Foul there on flat.
Not a bad one to get. Now just reset. They're actually in a zone at the moment, Glenorchy too. So Phoenix are trying to run their overload play here.
There's no doubt about that. A lot of momentum. Kicks it out to Jimmy James. He's gone the cross-court pass to Thompson. Looking to get inside. She does. Gives it to Molly. Molly with a floater. No good. Boxed out. Oh, Reagan Davey!
There's no one there. Good box out. So you've got to kill that one in.
Absolutely right. As they come back down the floor. Through Berry, who again has been the most crucial player. Ronnie Gunn to turn the lights back on. Berry, long 3, no good. Rebound by Davey. She's been swallowing glass for a living all night.
Never looked like it on that shot there, Trevor.
Absolutely not. As Jimmy James comes down the floor, they've just got to slow down and execute. Kylie showing some lack of speed there, probably a bit tired. Inside, Thompson off the glass is good.
Nice little play there by Shana just to steady the ship here a little bit for Hobart.
She's coming in, put some great momentum back into this game. It's back out to an 8-point ball game. Jazine Peters inside, good. Back and forth here in the last quarter.
That's what we want to see. This is what grand finals are made of. Let's see these players step up now.
Absolutely, Ronnie, no doubt about that. Thank you for your special comments tonight. Invited himself into the commentary box, and don't worry, we're not going to turn it away. As he's turned over the Chargers TV crew, checking into the game though for the Spartans is going to be Tegan Walton and Jazine Peters, who's played very good defence today on Kylie Macaulay, Ronnie.
Oh, she has, and you know, I do some work with Jazine at the Friends Corner basketball program, and she does a great job with the girls there. So coaching, proving in her play.
And one of your teammates from the celebrity game.
Yes, and Ushy played a very decent effort in that game as well too.
Bang! Jimmy Jones with a big three.
Big shot.
She's making a serious case for finals MVP. I wouldn't like to be selecting if I was the referees today, and that's a big drive there. Sarah O'Neill checking into the game.
This game's gone back up to that nice intensity level, back forth, back forth. Let's see which team can slow down and get into a bit of a
Oh, Thompson, bang! She's had a big fourth quarter off the bench here, Shana. Big time players step up in these situations, there's no doubt about it. O'Neill with the ball, cross court pass, she's thrown it out of bounds. Tell you what, Scott, uncharacteristically quiet game today from O'Neill.
Yeah, I think it's probably, she saved her worst for the last. This is very unusual for her, isn't it?
Very unusual.
Red hot MVP favourite for the season.
Second in the scoring, the best junior player in the NWBU. Really well, she's just had Shana open. Bang! Got to call a timeout, there it is.
Good timeout by Coach Muscat. Needs to address the troops here. I did see about 30 odd seconds ago trying to tell the girls, let's just settle down. We can't get into the Hobart running game because if we do, we're going to get outplayed here.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. It's 70 to 81. It's back out to a double-digit game. We've got 6:54 here on the clock in general of time. The time is 6:54. Got there eventually.
Really?
5:49 remaining in the quarter though, however.
Really hard when you've got it from such a big margin into 4, and then next thing you know, it's back out above 10 again.
It's a big momentum killer, Ronnie. They got within 4 there, the Spartans, and momentum certainly looked to be on their side. It's blown back out to 11. What kind of reassurance are these girls going to need to drag that margin back down and potentially run over the top?
Well, I just think from a Glenorchy standpoint, just slow it back down again and get back into some quick sets where you can execute quickly and come back down. They're playing the zone really well, but if they just allow Phoenix to just run over the top of them in this running game, there's no way they're going to pull that margin back.
Thompson proving to be a handle off the bench. She's hit 7, would have to be 7 quick points here in this quarter. What do you do to nullify her?
Can't leave her unguarded at the top of the key like that.
That's a good start, Scott.
Can't do that.
But anything else you'd add to that, Ronnie, other than just don't leave her open?
You just got to stick with her, just really play tight D. And if she gets the better of you, so be it.
The best way to summarise is just got to safe man her up.
Absolutely.
Carry a hand, isn't that what they say? Carry a hand.
Always say carry a hand.
Rolls and Berry combining to O'Neill inside to Walkley, who looked like she travelled and managed to get the basket up and under.
Looked like a bit of a little jump there, but referees didn't see it that way.
I think she got right up on her toes on the old pointy trick.
Absolutely.
Thompson would have taken from about 30 feet. I don't see that happening. They guarded it with her right hand. Kicks out to Jimmy, gets inside, kicks it to Kylie. He's got to get out of the lane very quickly.
Good
Strike
shot
from behind.
Great trick to team there.
That's exactly what they needed to do. They're out and about. Easy money. No! She's missed. Big miss there. Cara rolls. What was going on there?
In the context of the game, it's a huge miss,
That is
isn't
a
it?
huge miss. Back to 9 points and you miss a basket like that. Shana unguarded at the top again. Misses.
Waiting for that killer blow, JB. Like last week in the Chargers game in the grand final.
I think my anticipation's riding a little too high at the moment, Ronnie. That's a long shot and miss. Rebound by David. Almost a turnover and a pass there, really, as Jimmy comes back up the floor. And I mean, well balanced. I mean, all 6 players that have seen floor time, the foul there on number 10, Tamika Flack there, but all 6 players for Hobart certainly contributing, Ronnie.
Absolutely, but I wouldn't mind seeing a couple of youngsters come in now and just help out a little bit. Just even if it's a couple of minutes here and there.
Oh, the inside pass to McCauley. She spun easily. Offensive fail called very, very, very late. I'll tell you what, they called that in Perth before they called it here in Hobart. But it was there. They have called the hook all year, Scott.
They have.
Almost some stunned silence from the Hobart bench. Coach Dwayne Davey with a wry smile is how we would describe it, but my God, that was a late call.
With 4 fouls on Kylie now too, it's important.
Big trouble, 72-81, 9 points is easy to make up. Pass inside to Berry, fading, no good.
Got to hold those rebounds.
Rebound by Sinnott, looking tight in the legs there, Molly.
Got to bring it out now, got to bring it out. take the 24 seconds.
Slow down. This is where you stifle the defence of the Spartans. Thompson on the isolation dribble uses the screen. Gets inside, there it is. Oh, unlucky. Look good on release and a miss. Very back up the floor. Tremendous game though, Ronnie, there's no doubt about it.
Oh, fantastic game here, JB. The sweet one, it's still there.
Thompson, she's going to be fouled. No foul call. Rebound by Jimmy James. She's going to dribble out, slow it down. And Scott's just watching everyone run back up the floor. Long cross-court pass to Sinnott. Guarded by Walker. Davey, guarded by O'Neill. 6 seconds remaining. Long shot by Sinnott. Long pass miss. But an easy rebound, Thompson. And again, McCauley. Rebound, miss, rebound, again. Foul. Treble. It's all happening here at the Lane Stadium, Ronnie.
Unbelievable turn of events that's going on right now, JB.
Jazine Peters looks to be checking back into the game. She's checking in for Walkley, who's played a crucial role in the double team on the low block there on McCauley the last 2 plays down.
No, she sure has, and that's what they need to keep doing. Take that gamble, keep double teaming them.
I think fatigue must be playing a big part now. Kylie's missing a lot of simple baskets.
It's a very short jumper. Berry has played a massive role today. There's no doubt about it. They wouldn't be in this game if it wasn't for Kay Berry. So she's tired, she can feel it. Screen there by James. But Thompson, who's just been left open again. Bang! Could that be the blow, Ronnie?
That could well be it. I mean, let's see if Glenorchy can respond.
That was 10 big points this quarter for Shana. She's been crucial in maintaining this lead. It's a 12-point game. Inside to Peters. And if she's missed from there, she's really feeling it. Got to get over the floor. James back up the point. He's played very well in the point position today. Reagan David looking for an entry pass. McCauley to Thompson to James. She's going to shoot that. That's a 2. That's a long 2. But it's a 2. And I tell you what, timeout called by the Spartans. 2:09 remaining, Ronnie. They haven't made up 14 points in 2 minutes all game. Could we call all over and over?
Well, like as we did at the watch party last week at the Casino JB, I think we called it with about this time to go. Anything's possible though, but they're 2 big backbreaker baskets there by James and Thompson there in that sequence. Again, stepping up, hitting those shots and really mean it when it counts, and this, I'd say, game over now.
Just a quick credit too. I mean, we're calling game over here, anything can happen, but I think a massive shout out to Kate Berry. Would almost be worthy of MVP in a losing performance.
Oh, Kate Berry's a veteran of the league, and she's been a former senior player as well too, so she understands what she had to do in this game, and she's had some good support. But again, I think Scott's right in saying that the depth of the benches unfortunately haven't been there for that extra support.
And it's just sort of lucky, I suppose.
I think both benches depth isn't there, and if you got out in front, as Phoenix did,
All over.
almost 30 points,
Yeah.
it's hard to. You're using a lot of energy to get it back.
But I think full credit does have to go to the Spartans. I mean, there aren't many teams in this entire league, let alone basketball in the state or the country, that can be, 30 points down and then still nearly take a lead on.
Yeah, well, they've made it a good game for everyone.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah. No one will go away. Well, Glenorchy will go away disappointed, but they shouldn't be disappointed in what they've achieved.
Absolutely not. As I come down before, very controlling this one. As we've lost power again up in the box. We've had a big habit of this for most of the time. O'Neill's got to get a shot up. Double. Berry with the ball. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Kicks it out. O'Neill, long shot. That's a big basket. Back to 11 points. And they're going to be running a trap here.
Press here.
Put it over the top. Thompson with the ball. She's got to just throw it. Threw it off her leg. Good point. Good smarts there. That's the only thing you can do at that point. Minute 40 remaining, 86-75. Thompson with the ball on the side. She's going to be looking for a basket here. Kicks it out to James to finish it off. Yes. McCauley over the back just a little tired. He's getting close to the Thompson post. I'm not sure why.
Not taking
O'Neill coming up with another big basket there.
staying up here, JB.
77-86.
They're running it's either 2-1-2 or 2-2-1 there.
Thompson's just going to get over the floor, and this is where you do. Use your clock, pass it around, Don't get caught defended 5 seconds. It's all they've got to do. Casual cross-court pass to Sinnott though, who wants to take the shot. Does, misses. And that is going to be off O'Neill and goes in bounds. It is off O'Neill though. It's definitely off O'Neill. And that's just good hustle play. Ball Thompson. Good 102 remaining. Submission 86 is not totally over. It is only 9 points. And 9 points in the middle. Big open your eyes, Thompson.
Oh, if they don't over yet.
A little too casual for even old Shana there. Oh, she's going to pull up for 3.
That's long.
Missed that. Rebound by Danny over the back on Berry.
No, he's there.
It was there. Big time there.
I've called that on Barry, yep.
She's played a hell of a game. 49 seconds remaining. That was her fourth, so she's in danger. Kicks to Sinnott. Kicks to Dimmy. Kicks to Sinnott. She's going to shoot it. She's missed. And they're going to take off back down the court here. No, they're not. Field pressure defense. How long over the court? And needs to get over just in time. Under the ball. Down the floor. Guarded by McCauley. Kicks it out. Rolls has made the basket. 30.5 remaining. 80-86.
Nice to get a quick stop here and then convert.
Looks like we've been marked a 2-pointer. 79-86. 7 point. She's going to get over the floor. Got a foul. It accentuated the contact there. And they've caught a very quick one there on Jamaica Flat. 79-86, 21.7 remaining. And they're going to go to the line for 2 here. 5,000 number 10, Jamaica Flat. She's played a solid game. Tegan Walkley checking in for her on the foul. And that'll be 2. They'll go to the line. Brogan Davey on the line. 79-86, 7-point ball game. And I'll tell you what, she takes the first one. That's good.
If it wasn't over, it's over now.
Unless there's an unregistered player on the floor, Scotty, meaning this game is null and void. She's over Red Rover. Second one by Davey. One final time out to the end of the season for the Spartans. And 79-88 all over Red Rover.
Ronnie, do you put your bench on now? You do the Stewie and put them on, and when there's a 3-pointer, drag them all back off?
Well, I think it's safe to say you can do a Stewie in this situation and get away, but as we've mentioned in our Chargers TV broadcast earlier in the week.
I have got flack for this all week, and I still stand by the fact when you've got a team that shoots 27% and then decides to pop them up between mid-court and 3-point line, if they want to go in, they'll go in. Doesn't matter how close you get when they're going in, Scotty.
Yeah, look, there was no one to blame for that. They were taking it from a long way back.
Yeah, it's not like, and it wasn't like, leaving Shana open. They were, they're up in their grill doing their thing, so that's unlucky. Looks like there's no change in rotation there. Shana's not wanting to go back on. Is she going back on that?
She's been encouraged there by Liza down there on the floor there, JB.
Eliza having 10 in the preliminary final, qualifying final on Wednesday. Not seeing any court time, she's going to be crucial. She smiles, all happens to the box, and that's a very happy bench there. Coach Dwayne Davey, I'll tell you what, he's got his best Tim Duncan on. I've never seen him more over the moon in my life.
You never know with Dwayne, you can never sense if he's winning or losing.
This is a long time coming for Hobart. This is, I think, last one, 2008.
It's a long time. Yeah. It's only fitting then. The Chargers get a win and the Phoenix get a win.
Should have had it last year and lost it when they were the heavy favourites.
Coach Gusti getting teary-eyed. That's a long floating shot. That'll be a miss, and that'll do it.
They'll dribble it out now. It's done.
You'd have to think they're not going to foul from here. You've got to get over O'Shana. She's lost control of it. She's managed to get over, and that'll do it. They're just going to chase her around, and that'll do it. She's going to launch a long one. Doesn't matter. But Hobart have won it, and the girls are pretty happy there. And it looks like Rose isn't happy in their huddle there. She doesn't look happy. But Hobart with a very big win there. They were the best team all year when they played as a full squad. And the result is justified there. And I tell you what though, boys, the game was justified for the ends means of the regular season.
Now that it's over, MVPs are coming on the screen.
There we go. So the MVP award, as we can see there, as we can get the scores off the screen, Scotty. Sarah O'Neill running away with a 10-point victory there. Didn't get the job done tonight. Very quiet, but nonetheless a great regular season. Shana finishing in second with 62. Kate Berry third with 51. Kylie McCauley, despite limited time on the court and during the season with 39, and a good finish there to Josie Greenwood, who played about half the season with 35. Fellas, we're going to get ready for the presentation, but if you had to nominate a finals MVP, we'll go one from each of you. Who would have been why? Scott, you first.
Oh, look, for me, it's Dimmy Jones. She put the points on the board early, and I think she kept Sarah O'Neill out of it for the majority of the game. And I think that was the X factor. If you shut her down, she's the big point scorer for Glenorchy, and she didn't come up tonight.
I mean, she is the MVP of the league, and I mean, to shut out the MVP of the league and win the granny, 88-79, mind you. They did lead by 30, but they managed to get the job done after Glenorchy got within 4 points. Ronnie, you watched this game from afar. You've been keeping up all year. Who would be your finals MVP?
I'll go the other way a little bit here from Scott, and I'll say Shana Thompson, just because she got in foul trouble early. She was able to play out. She's very smart, and when and not to go aggressively, and was still knocking down some big shots throughout the game. So I think just by playing smart and playing the entire game through without fouling out, well done to her.
10 points in the fourth quarter. She was crucial with that momentum. I'd have to agree. It's certainly got to be a Shana, and it's certainly going to have to be Dimmy 1-2 there in either order. I think Kylie McCauley is a big factor too. If Kylie not played, I don't think they win this game. So as far as value to the team, she may also be it. But an honourable mention to Kate Berry of the Glenorchy Spartans, who played one hell of a game and solidified why she was one of the better players all year for them. There's no doubt about that. Scotty, that wraps up our first broadcast of the night. Thank you, Ronnie, for special comments. You're going to come back into the men's game?
Oh, absolutely, Tomo. Why not?
Absolutely. We'll head out. We'll enjoy the tab provided by the head of the SPL. And on behalf of everyone in the women's SPL competition, thank you for joining in, and we will see you at 8:30 for the men's game.
All right.